I feel like when women do that, that means there's still feelings there. I don't care what they say, because at the end of the day, it's supposed to be the child's best interest.
Yeah.
Whoever he's dealing with or whoever she's dealing with should be none of your business. Everything's about the child's interest. So child support for me is only for a father who's absent, who's not there completely.
Definitely.
But some women just do it out of spite because, like I said, they feel like they have that control because they have a child with that person, and knowing that you basically stuck with them until God called one of you guys home, or vice versa. So it's just, if you're bitter and that person is feeling still there emotionally, that's what it is.
I got 99.9 problems. This is where we sit down and talk about 99.9 problems. And we ain't scared to talk about them. We got 99.9. Yeah, 99.9. Yeah, 99.9. Yeah, 99.9. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back again to another episode of the 99.9 Purpose Podcast. As you already know, always airing over the digital airways of YouTube. If you're watching this for the first time, please go ahead and subscribe. For all of our subscribers, thank you so much for keeping up with us as we grow, because you guys exist. If you don't watch this, it don't become a thing. Starting today with my co-host, as you guys always see her in all episodes, the beautiful, the delectable, drop-dead gorgeous, ebony skin, right? Dazzling eyes, wife material. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, Dreda Makita. As we are gathered here, one black beautiful woman, two black beautiful women. Ladies and gentlemen, a bouncing elegant lady, a drop-dead gorgeous, highly endowed mother of two, right? www.blackbeauty.com, hailing all the way from Liberia. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome our guest of today, Joe. Last but not the least, a man of high timber and caliber. A man who's been through the lion's den and escaped. Extremely gifted with anything which has to do with videography and video productions, right? He possesses the abilities to charm and take care of every lady, whosoever they are. A father of many. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome our able guest, Tyler Berry, to the show. So, this is going to be an interesting one. Today we're going to be discussing a sensitive topic. To someone out there who's been through this before, or to someone who has been through hell, right? We're going to be talking about why most women are becoming single mothers. Oh, is it their choice? Because I don't think a woman out there would want to be a single mother. I'm going to have my co-host, Dreda Maketa, dip into this and let us know what her thoughts are.
First of all, why are you only talking about women? Because are they not single fathers too?
Yeah, of course, they are single fathers.
Yeah, so...
Well, but the single fathers actually don't... My bad. Let me not say it. Let me not say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me not say it. Yeah.
First of all, to start, like, I would want to know your experience when it comes to single parenthood. Like, how does that feel?
Hard, fun, but hard, tiring, but fun. That just sums it all up.
It's just a mixture of everything.
Man, it's like work, but leisure. It's just so much. I got all boys too, so it's like, I don't know. It's like looking at little mini me's, and they do certain things.
How many boys?
Yeah, huh?
How many boys?
I got 3.
Oh shit.
Yeah, 3 baby mamas. Okay. But it's like looking at me, and I see them do stuff that I was doing when I was their age that I can't kind of remember, and I'm like, dang, all right, this is kind of smooth. But then they do something that I did when I was that age, and I'm like, this shit's not fucked up. Sit down, bad, hyper. So it's like a mixture of, happy and like irritating at the same time. More happy, it's like 90% happy.
Yeah.
I know why you said that. You actually used my number right there.
Yeah, 90%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You used my number right there.
That's amazing.
Being a single parent, it has its challenges, but overall, I feel like being a mom is the greatest. It's the greatest gift, I would say. Nobody ever planned or envisioned to be a single parent.
Yeah.
Especially women, since like middle school or high school, we envision like, oh, I want this wedding, house, career before I started having kids. Unfortunately, life has its own way of doing things, and things just happen how it happens. So nobody ever, picture to be a single mom or a single parent.
Yeah.
But overall, I wouldn't trade for anything because my kids are my blessing and they're like my. Just watching yourself in them, different personality traits is amazing. So.
You got boy, girl, boy.
Boy and girl.
Oh, okay. Who's
Wow,
older?
that's my perfect.
My son is 8. My daughter will be 5.
Oh, okay. And the boy is older. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Protect her for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, that's definitely right. Right, she's definitely correct. Cause no, I don't think any woman out there will actually want to be a single mom. Now, let's come to think of this. Right, I was actually watching a video this week, and I saw a lady. She said that, she was advising women not to like get pregnant for the man they like. Yes, it was baffling. So she said that because the tendencies are, most relationships or most women become single mothers from relationships, right? They were together with a man. But now when a kid comes into the picture, issue starts. So her advice was, ladies shouldn't get pregnant at all for the man they like. So I was like, it's baffling. I want to get your point, right? I want to get our guest's point of view to this reaction or to this lady. Because she said that in the sense that you are in a relationship with a girl, right? When a kid comes into the situation, shit goes sideways.
Change.
Why do you think that happens more often than not?
I guess the biggest thing is people say you attract people that you shouldn't be with. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I think, and that's just the biggest, like the only reason I can think of anybody saying that is you should not date the person you are attracted to, because sometimes it's not what you need, it's what you want. I feel like that just sums up that whole conversation period.
Joel, what do you think?
For me, I will say there's some pros and cons to it because even hypothetically speaking, saying that you do have a child with somebody you don't like, right?
Yeah.
That person can still change up on you.
Yeah.
So it's just based on the person. I feel like most of the time the relationship doesn't work because the focus is on the child, and that's what people like lose themselves because every focus is on the child. Just how even with the people who are married, when you ask some couples like, oh, we kind of like lost ourselves and our partners, stop basically like they basically neglect each other's needs and wants because all the focus is on that child because you want to make sure the child is well taken care of. They're in sports, and then it's like, okay, once the child goes to college, you don't have anything there because the common denominator was the child.
Yeah.
So everything goes from like just taking care of the child, which is not a bad thing, but sometimes too, it's good to just check in. At least for me, I would say every month check on each other, like where you're at mentally, because in that process you lose each other raising the child.
And on top of that, you got people who focus more on the relationship and neglect the responsibilities of taking care of the child.
Yeah.
And then all it takes is for somebody like, we are not doing this, and then the other person is more like, what about us?
Yeah.
We need to fix what we got going on, and then
Yeah.
that fucks up a relationship as well with like the couple, or even if it's just a fling, it fucks up that relationship or the relationship with the child.
So
I know there are a lot of people, there are a lot of women and men out there that want to be single parents because like they don't want to go through the stress of being in a relationship, and you know how relationships are these days. What is that one thing that surprised you the most about single parenthood?
How complex it can be. Like, obviously, especially if it's like your first child, like it's like a huge nervousness.
Yeah.
You don't know how it's gonna be. You put your baby to sleep, you're probably going in there every 5-10 minutes seeing if they breathing, because you're like, dang, I'm responsible. For real.
That's true.
There's not one parent that I know that did not check to see if their baby was breathing on their first kid.
Yeah.
It's like a nervous thing. I'm responsible for another human.
Because I know my friend told me that she used to have like these scary dreams of her losing her child.
Yeah.
So
Because nobody wants to be a bad parent. So then it's like, I'm here by myself. I need to make sure I understand and know, and there's no written rules on how to raise a kid.
Yep.
So everything's left to you. So it's like, it's just fear, man, like of everything going wrong. That's like the biggest thing for me. It's like, it was just being by myself. But to be honest, like my kids are with their moms majority of the time. But even when I had them, just me as babies, what do I do?
yeah.
And then you don't want to be like calling and like, yo, so should I do this? Should I do that? Because you're just gonna the only thing you're gonna get it back is like, I had to figure it out. Why can't you? We're all adults. We decided to do this, and if you want to be responsible and take care of your kid, you got to figure it out.
Also, the mother aspect is just how we were brought up. Women is nurturing, caring, so we just embody those traits that we just feel like, okay, we don't need this. Well, some women, I wouldn't say me. I don't need a man, so we just go to the sperm bank, get whatever, and then they can, take care of that child. Because for men are not equipped. They don't have those nurturing ability that we do. Yeah. They're more logical. They're more like provider, protector. Yeah. So
100.
That's something they don't have. True. So us women feel, okay, we can do this by ourselves. A woman can be as single as she can for how many years? Like biblically, it said a man is not. It's not good for a man to be alone. Yeah. So even if that man leaves, he goes to another woman. So a woman can be alone by herself, so she can take care of that child by herself. But then again, it's hard because, like he said, I want to elaborate on that more. As a first parent, same thing happened to me. I would like wake up in the night because it's like a postpartum thing I never understood until it actually happened to me. Mm-hmm. You like waking up in the night to the point where when I used to go in the shower, I would hide all the knives, or even hide all the knives in my closet, thinking that somebody's coming. It's just that I don't know what is it, but every mother goes through it because myself I went through it too. Even with taking a shower, I'm feeling like I'm constantly opening the curtain, make sure that he's sleeping or nobody's in there. It's just that motherly instinct thing that once you have this child, you want to protect your child at all costs. You don't want anybody harming that child because of all the pain we went through during childbirth, and that's how I will sum it up.
Does that come with postpartum depression, or it's just like something that happens throughout the child growing up?
I think it's postpartum depression because as the child gets older, it does. For me, it did change, but at the same time too, there's times where I go, I just need some time to myself. I want the kids to be, to go to grandma. But even when they're at the grandma, I call like 5-6 times a day. Yeah, my mom like, you acting like I didn't raise you. Why you keep calling? Why you keep checking on the kids? But it's just that motherly instinct where you just feel like this child's been like it's part of you. Where even if they go up or they get older, you still want to check on them.
Yeah. More often than not, can we blame the postpartum depression for like those relationships failing?
No, because you don't know it happens.
The thing is, once a woman, she's holding a baby. Yeah, that's just shifting your body. Yep. It's shifting your hormones, all that type of stuff. It has nothing to do with a relationship. Can make postpartum worse. But it's not the cause of postpartum. That's how me and my first baby mom. That's how we broke up. Because my first kid, we were doing good, had a place, everything was fine, and the attitude and the emotional stuff started coming. And the statement that broke us up was, man, postpartum not even real. You shouldn't be talking like this. Like, why are you acting like whatever?
That what you said?
Yeah, that's what I said it. Yeah. So now being older, I understand. Yeah. What made her pretty much like, bro, I'm done with you. Because I showed no compassion. It didn't seem like I actually cared about how she was feeling. I didn't understand that then. I'm like, man, you tripping. I didn't do shit to you. Yeah. But really, I did a lot. I added to the pressures of, wondering if she's good enough as a parent and as a spouse or anything. Like, she's already questioning all these things after having a kid. And then here I am like, man, you're doing too much. What woman want to deal with that? Yeah. Part of it is real. That's just real.
It's definitely must be hard. Seriously. Because having a kid is not easy for women. Really not. Right? Especially like going through it like for women who don't have like a partner. So what I think is more often than not, right? Those relationships break up because, as a man out here, in the dating phase, I'm not talking about marriage, because when you get married, of course, you're expecting that child to come into the picture. In the dating phase, right? More often than not, you can bear with me, you're never ready for a kid as a man. You're never ready for a kid. So in your relationship, like, you're just having fun, at the back of your mind, you're not expecting that kid. Now, when it comes into the picture, bam! It hits you like a rock. Especially if it's your first kid. Your heart's gonna sink down your stomach. You understand? And then you're gonna be like, oh, I don't wanna deal with this. You understand? To some extent, that some men who are either not financially ready or not mentally ready for that child, it might drive rift between him and that girl, and then cause you guys to like go back and forth, fights and all of these things, which might cause a relationship to break up. That's what I think most of them. That's what I think more often than not, relationships break up for the reason that men are not ready, right? Which could be either like mentally ready for a kid or to be a father, or they're not like financially capable or ready yet.
It's not even that.
And more often than not, right, I feel like to be ready for a kid is not about money anyway. Because whenever that kid comes in the picture, right, you and the girl, you're always gonna find ways to make provisions for that child.
But at the end of the day, it still falls down to money, right?
Money.
Well, yes.
A kid, money is like 90%.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But I'm saying that, right? I'm saying that more often than not, right? If a man is not financially ready, he's not gonna want that.
Yeah.
But if the kid comes into the picture, trust me,
As
the
a man,
finances
though,
just finds itself.
You're right.
Yeah.
Because as a man, the reason I say you're right, I can be broke but still make it happen for my kids.
Yes.
But if I'm not mentally prepared to step up and really be a man and take care of my kids, if I'm not there mentally, not even emotionally, mentally, if I'm not there, everything's fucked.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna be hard.
It's like what's at that point she's gonna be looking at me like, why are you even here?
Yeah.
Because I'm just gonna be sitting there like, you finna change this diaper? You finna be hungry? Yeah. Because mentally I'm sitting here like,
Okay, so Joel, which one is more important to you? Is it a man who's physically there and helping you out, or a man who's providing the finances to take care of the baby?
I mean, money does everything, right? But in that sense, where if he's been laid off, clearly it's not financial. It's just having that person there.
Yeah.
Because for us women, it's a mental thing. It's not about how much money you're making. Just your presence being there, helping you with that child, means everything. Because even I just want like that mental break. If that's meant to break for me, just going to get my nails done, or get my feet done, or just going shopping, or just going on a drive, just having that time to myself.
There's a reason to ask that, right? Because
wait. Before you move from this, that was probably the best question you could have possibly asked.
Yeah.
I hope one of my baby mamas watching this. No, for real. That response you gave, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm in a situation where I barely get to see one of my kids. Right, on some real shit.
Yeah.
And now every time we do communicate, it's you're not sending no money. You're not sending no money. I was like, when can I see him? When can I see him? I want to, like, I may not have a lot of money right now, but I guarantee I have resources that can help if I can get him.
Yeah.
You know, I have a village that'll help me, right?
Exactly.
And it's just, well, you're not helping take care of him. This costs. Let me get him. Come with him.
Yeah.
We can set it up.
Yeah.
Let me see him. I've sent money, but I've sent more money than I saw him. So and then it gets real crazy when I'm saying, no son, no funds.
Right.
Because it's like, at the end of the day, you have a willing, father ready to be there and help with whatever. You, as a woman, you can do a lot for it. My mom raised me by herself.
So,
You know what I'm saying? But I guarantee certain things, if I had a responsible man around, showing me certain stuff, I would have been able to figure it out way sooner than it took me till after 25 to figure that shit out. To be honest, I'm 30, I'm 34 right now.
That's right.
It took me way too long. But now, like, imagine having a father figure there, and I tell her, like, there's things that I can talk to him about and show him that you can't. Like, the biggest thing is, like, outside, they don't care about you as a black man.
They don't.
Who's gonna show you and teach you how to navigate life as a black man?
It's harder. It's harder.
It's hard for a woman to do that. She will if she have to.
Yeah.
She'll do the best she can. But if you have a man willing to sit there and do it, I mean,
because I ask that because more often than not, right, it's a conflict. Some ladies will actually want you to be there, right, and help them. Some will care more about the finances, which is actually crazy. Which one do you think is actually better?
I don't
if
know.
you were in that situation.
I cannot really say anything right now because I don't have a child.
Yeah.
But someone that has a child and knows how it feels and has gone through that experience would have a better answer to this question.
Yeah.
And talking about finance, because I know when I heard about child support, I used to think that mostly women get child support, but I've seen certain cases where men to get child support from their baby mamas. Like, what would make a woman not keep her child and have to pay child support to the man?
Being bitter. Sometimes you can be so bitter and so mad at what happened in a relationship that you kind of forget what's important.
Exactly.
And men, we all fall into that little thing from time to time. I've been in a spot where I cared more about the relationship and what was happening than what was important. So now, if you find a man who's responsible, who actually wants to provide and take care and actually has the means to do it and everything set up in place, and all she can say is, "You're not doing enough. You're not doing enough." Then he's gonna propose okay, let me get my child full time. let me take care of my child so I can do 90% of everything. And then at that point, what could you complain about? Everything getting taken care of. And at that point, still, even if a man can financially take care of everything, as a parent, you gotta support somehow, right?
Yeah.
And that's how they get the child support for the woman.
As some of the women willing to give the child to the man, because like women are sometimes very possessive when it comes to children.
The court ain't gonna stop that. The court don't care about none of that. If everything leads towards the man being more responsible and more able to provide, that's where they're gonna lean towards. It's rare that a man can prove all of that, because women are so nurturing and so caring for their children. It's every blue moon where the man has everything together, support system, house, money, everything. At that point, why not put the child in the place to where it's...
I feel like that's why the child support court actually favors the women anyway, because like she said earlier, they are more capable of taking care of those children more than we are.
I agree.
Because women, right, more often than not, we're out partying, we're out with our dudes doing the thing. If they give you that child to take care of, like,
you go crazy.
You're not going to be able to, right? So I feel like, that's why.
As soon as your homie playing, you trying to go play basketball?
Where you going to be? Now you got to call, drop the kid here and there.
Or no, you're talking to the kid. Don't you want to go to your mom's house?
Yeah, exactly.
You want you there? Call.
But to some extent, I feel like let me not say government. I feel like the child support court is more biased somehow, because
you say the government.
Yeah,
they are.
They are biased when it comes to that. How? Because guess what? Right? As a woman, right? When you get into that court, the law is already on your side 50%.
That's not true.
That's true.
I'm saying it's not true because I went through it.
Okay.
It's based on both incomes.
Okay.
Whoever makes the most income,
it's actually going to pay.
Well, it's both incomes, so it's not about if he's making like $100K a year, that means he pays them more. Absolutely not.
Okay,
that's
so
not how it works.
Okay, so
each state is different too.
Okay, so it depends on the state laws.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, so if I have more money than you and I want to take the kid and actually be,
they're not going to give you that kid.
No, if you're a parent, mentally, physically, financially, then you can take the child. And so most of the time, if a woman is on drugs or whatever, actually she loses all. So mentally, if she's not there physically, then because on the financial aspect, the men are more capable of taking care of the child financially, right? But is he mentally equipped to take care of that child? Because most of the time when men take the child, they don't take care of the child. They take that child to their mom or sister or girlfriend, whoever. So it's not even about the money, like I said. It's about you taking care of that child. Because you can have money, but if you don't have, you can't spend time with that child.
I do know though, from experience.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
Signing the birth certificate don't give you 50-50. You gotta actually, after all of that, that's just establishing the fact that you're the father.
Okay.
Then you gotta go down to the courthouse, and I didn't even know this, and fill out the paperwork right out the gate to say 50-50 or the parentage, whatever. Like
so it's when you go to the court before you determine
you gotta do that shit right away.
Oh my goodness.
Otherwise, I mean, you can go back and do it later, but by that time you probably been arguing with your baby mama so many times. All she has, like right now, on some real shit, if any of my baby mamas wanted to move out of state, I couldn't say nothing.
Oh shit.
Oh, and that's being for real. Unless I went to court, got her in court, got a court date and all that stuff, and we had to go through all that before she left. But right now, like in Minnesota, for sure, the women have pretty much all the rights right out the gate.
Yeah.
But the reason that don't make me mad is because I shouldn't be doing nothing. Obviously, everybody have these occasional baby mamas who are like super bitter and just do shit for just because it's like a relationship.
Yeah.
But really, if I have a kid with somebody, I should be doing everything I can to show her I'm capable of helping you. Yep. I'm not saying I can do everything, but I am capable of helping you, and I'm gonna actually do it instead of explaining it, which will make her like, man. For example, my oldest's birthday was yesterday. Me and his mom communicate so well, bro, and we haven't even a hug. We don't. It's nothing. Since we broke up, and that's a little bit after he was born. He's 7 now. But we communicate so well because it's not about I can do this. I can do that. Fuck all the talking. I gotta just do it so she can see. So now when I talk to my son and I say this is this, this is that, she don't get in the way and go against me. If she tell him, yo, you can't get this and you get that, sometimes I might sneak and let him do it when he come with me. But for the most part, I'm like, hey, your mama said this is not. We communicate very well. So at that point, fuck the courts. if you can actually be an adult and have a real conversation with somebody that you had a kid with, and even if the other person's acting wild, like for example, I told you my baby mom not letting me see my son like that. Yeah. I'm still polite. I'm still nice. I still offer to do stuff. I don't care what she called me, how mean she is. You can't take I'm not on child support. Yeah. How are you gonna take me to child support? How are you gonna try to put me on child support if I do everything
that's right.
that I can, that I'm capable of? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, oh, I can take care of 100%. No, I'm only gonna do what I can. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna just do it first and explain later.
Joel, what about the ones that are bitter and don't even want to agree at all, or even like come to a compromise, sort things out?
You talking about the women?
Yeah, like how do you go about it in the first place?
I mean, you don't. Like for me, I'm not an argumentative person. To
90% of the time.
You're not argumentative person to your man.
Is that 10%? I don't know.
You're not argumentative to your man? Is that what you're saying? Or to the father of your kids?
Let me finish what I was gonna say. Just reiterate. But anyways, I feel like when women do that, that means there's still feelings there. I don't care what they say, because at the end of the day, it's supposed to be the child's best interest. Yeah. Whoever he's dealing with or whoever she's dealing with should be none of your business. Everything's about the child's interest. So child support for me is only for father who's absent, who's not there completely. Deadbeat. But some women just do it out of spite because, like I said, they feel like they have that control because they have a child with that person, and knowing that you basically stuck with them until God called one of you guys home, or vice versa. So it's just, if you're bitter and that person is feeling still there emotionally, that's when it do child
support. That's a perfect answer. I mean,
I have one question. Why are baby daddies always very possessive when it comes to their baby mamas? Like, for example, I was watching this movie and this guy, he doesn't want his baby mama to be around any man. He doesn't want her to end up like anybody. He doesn't want her to get married. He just want her to be there.
She's allowed it.
The child.
She's allowed it.
So why do they think their baby mamas are supposed to just be there and take care of the kids and that's it?
I can't relate to that. I don't give a fuck. You go do your thing. You go have the time of your life. Drop the kids off with me. We good. You just enjoy yourself. I don't care. Yeah. I don't want you.
I feel like more often than not, right? More often than not, like the baby daddies who are bitter are those who still sneak in there and.
Yeah, because feelings are still there. That's the reason why they feel like they have.
Yes, because there's a lot of baby mamas who let the dude slide back and get the thing wet real quick and then get up out of there.
Exactly. They believe that the guy still slide back in. So now those emotions are still there with the guy. So that's why it feels like you should be dealing with no dude. Understand? Because if you guys are done and focusing just on the kids, like he shouldn't give a shit about who you're dealing with. Now the issue was you're like with the lady. Now all you gotta do is don't like put it on the man's face or like be disrespectful about it. Go live your life, like he said.
So if they end up having conflicts because the man keeps going back to trying to slide back into her there, who are you going to blame for those conflicts? Is it the man or the woman?
I'll blame the girl because she's the one who lets it happen.
Really?
Both parties.
Why even? But it is both because. He know exactly what to say to get her to be like, all right, cool, because he know her. He know exactly what to say.
Yeah,
I know if I say this, oh yeah, girl, you want me to do that thing? Oh, hey, that's it.
That's right. And also because when you guys are like, okay, example, if she comes to keep the kid, right? Yeah. Just the joy that you guys feel as parents looking at that kid might be like, let's kick it in again. You know what I mean?
Okay, wait. I got a question.
I'm saying in a situation where that actually had to happen.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Would you be mad if, say, you know what, I'm single, I got my kid, my baby mom over there doing her own thing, we're not living together, whatever. Would you be mad if she was out kicking it with another guy?
Wait, you guys are living together?
No, I'm not.
Okay, like you guys are separated, right? Like you're living separately. Yeah. You got a kid with her and establish that the relationship is done.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
So do you think he's not gonna care?
I don't give a shit.
Do you think he's not?
I would not care.
He would care because this is the reason why I feel like. Listen, I feel like the society that we're in, right? Yeah. When that's why some men prefer a woman that has no child because they feel like they don't want to compete with the other man. It's
yeah.
always drama because at the end of the day, she always gonna go back to her baby dad. Baby dad's always gonna be there. But if that boundary is not established, definitely, because feelings is still there. Because I feel like sometimes women hold the kids as a pawn. If the men want to move on, they have another woman in the picture, or you're not gonna see your son anymore. You're not gonna no, and the man does the same too. So it all leads down to boundaries.
I feel like majority of the time, not always, it's usually the lady who holds those emotions still, right? Because majority.
I know some emotional dudes who I'm talking about.
Oh really?
They have like 3 girlfriends, and then they baby mama go to the grocery store and make bills. She can get Snapchat like with her cousin, but he ain't never met that cousin. Who was that?
Right now.
Screenshot. Oh, so you with another one? Oh, so you got my son around some other.
Crazy.
That's the thing. So it's not just women; it's both.
Okay, question
both
2.
parties.
Yes.
Okay, so you say you wouldn't care if it was separate. What if you and baby mom split? Y'all wasn't, y'all ended everything.
Yeah.
But she's trying to figure out how to get her own place. So y'all living together, but y'all not together, but y'all co-parenting.
No.
And she dipped off.
Well, if you
I was in that situation before. That's what I'm asking.
Really? I mean, it's different. Like maybe your situation was different, or like you're gonna handle it different, right? If we're not together, I would not even entertain us living together.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna put your baby mama out?
I wouldn't either.
Wait, no. Wait, you're asking if you guys were together at first, or you guys come together just to live temporary?
No, y'all together at first.
Yeah.
Y'all split up. Now she's trying to figure out where she's gonna move.
Yeah. Okay, but she's still there.
Yeah.
Well, but of course, it's not gonna be long term, right?
No.
Well, obviously, for my kid, she could stick around.
I know, but as long as she with you and living in your house, you don't want her talking to another dude outside?
Well, of course she can, but don't just bring him. Yeah, but
don't bring him in the house.
Don't bring him in the house, and don't bring him around my kid when you're still around my house.
Or around my house.
When you go away, now you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, right?
Oh, okay, cool. Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty perfect question because we see this out here a lot. And that's why it causes a lot of drama because you don't want to see this person move on, but you're still holding them down because of the kid. I have one of my barbers, right? He's in this situation right now, right? Yes. He got 2 kids. His first one just turned 18, so he's out of the child support. The second one is about 8. You understand?
10 more years.
Yeah, so he's about 8. So now the girl is trying to pin this nigga down the neck, bro. He can even have his own girl, his own relationship.
Yes, he can.
I mean,
he allows it. That's why.
The problem is the girl.
You teach people how to treat.
Yeah,
exactly. He allows it.
Bro, this girl is toxic as hell.
Not
even giving a man breathing space. Now she gets to the extent of because he has established a relationship with his daughter, right? So they're so close. His daughter loves him so much, right? They spend a lot of time together. Now to the extent that the girl don't want to let the child go spend time with the dude.
How old is the daughter?
She's 8.
No.
So she don't want. Yeah, they can only talk on phone. Mm-hmm. Now she's using the child, right, as a weapon against that man. So now you're not gonna see your child no more.
If you really care, you're going to the court.
Yeah,
If you care, you're gonna make it happen.
The problem is he's on child support. He's on child support already.
So. Doesn't matter.
You understand? But he just want to be in the child's life.
But guess what? Yeah. Here's the thing: if you're on child support, then you have every right to at least minimum get every other weekend.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So if he's not enforcing like that, I mean, child support, she's not letting me. Then how bad do you want to see your kid?
I mean, the thing is, this girl still loves this dude, but he doesn't love her no more.
That's why I said he allows it because he's not taking initiative.
Hold on, wait.
It's crazy.
What's I got to do?
Yeah, it's crazy. And then another situation, right? This nigga, because I know, because more often than not, women are scared of child support. Some people, some men, they're scared of it a lot. So this guy actually baited this girl because she had a lot of.
I put my own self on child support.
Yeah. So this girl had some feisty tendencies, right? So now he was on child support. So every time they had an argument or a fight, this nigga didn't do shit. Not hit her back, not push, nothing. So now he played it out, right? He actually baited the girl to hit him, start fights, issues. So he was videoing everything. To the extent that he took that to court with all the evidence. They took the child away from the girl, gave it to him, and then gave the girl a restraining order. She doesn't pass any, how many feet near the child or him. Bro, this girl had to move out of state. Yeah. she had to move out of state.
I'll be lying if I said I didn't have some videos.
So my question is, why would a man even want? Yeah.
Acting crazy. I'm
Yeah.
talking about pizza sauce on the wall. Oh, I didn't even do that.
Yeah. So like I was kind of wondering like which man would actually want to like do that kind of shit just to like pin like the baby mama in that kind of situation.
Isn't that gonna be a man that is desperate
Just
and
bitter.
doesn't know
Yeah,
what to do at the moment?
it's just a bitter man. When I heard that, I was like, that's a dumbass man. Like, yo,
Why? He's fighting.
because
for
trust
it.
me, like,
No, it doesn't make him dumb.
Yeah.
Because
He doesn't make him.
yeah.
If she acting like that, hey,
well, I
I mean,
understand.
I could have did the same thing. I didn't do
I
it.
understand she's a crazy girl, right? But at the end of the day, I mean,
Are you more concerned about the fact that
Well-
most people or the society is going to see him as a weak man because
Or
No,
because
no,
of child
showing this
safety.
video
Well,
of him
no.
getting beat up by a woman?
well, of course not. Like the fault was the ladies because she was a bitter girl trying to fight, argue all the
Are
time.
you
But
more
yeah.
into the fact that she's a does she look good or something? Like why? Who
No,
gives-
not that. So my issue is, like earlier we established that women are more nurturing to like take care of the kids than we do. So I feel like he
But
should have
that's
just
not
let
for
it be and
No,
have the
but
girl.
that's not for everybody.
Yeah.
If I felt like my child was in a situation where it's a hostile environment and she acting a fool and all that type of stuff,
Yeah.
gladly I don't have that situation, but I wouldn't give a fuck. My kids are no, they're not staying here. I'm not dealing with no hostile environments.
So, like, what do you think about single parenthood and support? Because I see a lot of videos on social media with like maybe men killing their kids or women going on vacations or moving to a whole different state, leaving their kids in the house with little or no
I
food.
ain't experienced no weird ass shit.
I've seen so many videos online
Yeah.
with those kind of things.
I think I saw one of
like,
them in the news. Like, yeah. So
Yeah.
one girl, I think she actually killed her own child.
That's just a
I
mental
think it's a
shit.
mental,
Yeah.
it's a mental thing.
Yeah.
It is because, like I said, women go through postpartum depression. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's because of that. Sometimes it can lead to that, and mentally, if she's not mentally stable,
Yeah.
she will. Because no woman just get up and harm their own child.
And sometimes they can think like, okay, I'm prepared for all of this, but
Yeah.
then it can be so much pressure that
yeah.
you have a psychotic,
It's
episode,
overwhelming.
and then some shit happens.
Mm-hmm. It's a mental thing, unfortunately.
Now, let's actually take a deep dive, right? If you guys had teenage kids, they are growing. Let's say they are 16, 17 and stuff, right? What are you gonna do? Because we see that a lot in our communities. Most parents nowadays, they just hit their kids, especially the girls. They just hit them on the birth control. Because of course, they just,
What do you mean?
they put their
Like-
kids.
like-
They
Yeah.
make the girls say birth
So
control.
when they're like 16, 17, 18, they put like when they're in high school and stuff, they just put the kids on birth control so that it gets you doing your crazy shit because you can't control your child. She's out there in the world, right? You can't control what they do. If they came back in with a pregnancy, what are you guys actually gonna do about it? How will you? How
See, I got
gonna-
all boys, so this is the easy question.
Yeah,
Take care of your responsibilities. You did it. You lied in bed. You laid in the bed. You gotta make it.
well, they're actually still teenagers. They don't know as much as you,
It doesn't matter.
right?
If I had a kid as a teenager, I still would have to man the fuck up and make it happen.
Yeah.
I'm here to support you, but I'm not going to take care of your kids because you did it. You got it. For real.
Yeah.
Now, okay, looks like you got to get a job after school.
Yeah.
And you got to do what you got to do. Still do what you got to do for you to elevate as an adult in life and all that type of stuff. But keep in mind, now you have a whole nother responsibility. And it's not the grandparents' responsibility to raise the kids that you wouldn't have. So it's like, yeah, I got you. You got support in me. But you got to take the lead in that support.
Joel, what will you do?
I mean, I don't really understand the question.
So okay.
Because I haven't seen it. I haven't
Yeah.
seen any teenagers on birth control. The parents just allow them to do whatever. No, because I was brought up in just the environment that I'm in. I've never witnessed that, so I don't really have an answer to that.
Yeah, because okay. So I'm asking this right because there's a huge percentage on the rise of high school
90%?
teenagers. Yeah,
90.
well, not 90, right? Of teenagers and high school kids, right? This is why I'm actually bringing this into the conversation because we as parents, right? It could happen to your child. You're not gonna know. They're growing up, right? They get to the teenage puberty age where they're gonna be doing stuff which you're not gonna be there to control them, to like watch what they're doing, especially when they're out there in the world. They spend more time with their friends or in their schools more than they do with you. So that's why I was actually trying to bring it to the conversation because kids or teenagers are actually getting pregnant lately. If you look at it, right, back in the time, most of our parents gave birth to us at 18, 19 years old, which was pretty young.
My mom had me when she was like.
No, I think it was more
right
than now,
well,
because now they have. No, I think it's slim because now they have more protection.
Yeah.
Back then, there's no birth control. There's no, so it's not really happening. Yeah. For me, I would say it's more of the upbringing of the child. Yeah. Because as African parents, I emphasize on African parents because the way we think, we don't like to have this conversation with our kids.
Yeah.
We'll only say, "Oh, don't have sex or you're gonna get pregnant." Yeah. But you need to educate your child the reason why you don't want them to have sex.
Exactly.
Not because you're gonna get pregnant. You're also prone to having STDs, AIDS, other sicknesses and diseases. So it's not just about, oh, don't have sex. Even boys too. Yeah. And mainly too, like I said, the upbringing and just what you wear, because there's a lot of girls who the parents allow them to wear whatever they want to wear. Yeah. And as a girl growing up, if you wear certain thing that's provocative, you basically allowing men to lust over you. And I'm not saying it's okay for men to look at women in a lustful way, but that's what it is. If the girl is
it brings in that temptation,
right. And then that's usually what happens. So if you have a teenager parents who have teenager daughters, you have to educate your kids. Not just be tough on them, oh, you don't have sex or this happen. No, because that's how my mom used to tell me. Yeah. And I didn't start, being sexually active until I was like older, because I grew up a lot of boys. So just not just installing the fears and then like, oh, just don't have sex. Educate your kids. Exactly. Even if you want to take them to the doctors, have this conversation, and not just put them on birth control, because birth control is even worse. Long term, you want to have kids,
and that should mess up your hormones.
Right.
Mess up your hormones.
You start having delays,
irregular periods.
Exactly.
That's right. Yeah. So it's because those are conversations that need to be had, like you said. Parents need to have that conversation with their kids more often than not, because it drives them to it's just the fear as parents, right? Because I have most of my friends, especially Africans, who are of that age where they have teenage kids. When you mingle around them, they talk about these things. Most of their fears is that their son shouldn't come back in and say, oh, he got a girl pregnant out there in school. A girl shouldn't come back in and that she's pregnant and all of that stuff. So more often than not, they get scared and then they put the kids on the child support, on the birth control. Now, I feel like it drives the kid to go do it more, because they have at the back of their mind that, oh, I'm not gonna get pregnant.
Yeah.
So they have the green light. Drives into my next question. The birth controls are failing nowadays, and I want to feel like,
how you know
it's failing, because I know a couple of people who have gotten pregnant on birth control, right? Friends, relatives,
couple, It's not failing to me. I don't know.
It's not failing. I think it's just what they're doing.
Well, maybe it's the hormones or the way the body is responding to it and stuff.
A lot of people say when you're on birth control, you have to follow a consistent.
Exactly.
Or maybe
so it's not like they're just getting pregnant.
The moment you miss that time,
you miss a pill, you can get pregnant.
Well, so what if it's the IUD or the?
It's just based.
That's 99.9.
It's based on the person, exactly.
No, that's a real number. Like 99, that 0.1%. That 0.1%. Yeah. I'll be sitting there like, man.
It is, because when you're taking the pills, right? You have to be consistent.
Oh, there you go. That's why you laugh. 99.9. Oh, that's why you laugh.
Yeah. Okay. If you take the pills, if you're supposed to take the pills like 9 o'clock every morning, it has to be the same time. Yes. If you take it 2 hours prior, it's not going to be as effective.
What about the one on your arm?
What do you mean?
The other birth control.
The IUD. Still, you still have to use protection. Everybody's body is different. I'm not going to sit here and act like it might be as effective for one person. And the other person, it's still the same. But I've heard stories, but it's just very rare.
I got a question that's kind of slightly off of that birth control, real quick. Because I know I never asked you. Do you prefer a man, if you were out, you kind of meet somebody to date, would you prefer a man with kids or without?
Without a kid, yeah. That was one of my next
questions. That's a great question. I wouldn't be biased, but I will say if I didn't have kids, definitely I'll prefer a man with no kids, because we can establish a family. Yeah. But now do I have kids? Hey.
Well, I've heard a lot of women who has kids prefer a man with no kids.
Really?
A lot. I promise you.
And they're making that choice?
Did you say why?
I don't ask why. I just like, all right.
Well, I can say maybe because they have well, never mind. I thought you meant with kids. Because I would say they're already experienced parenthood.
Or it could be that maybe they've been through that situation.
They don't want the drama.
There's drama between a man and his baby.
But then
mama.
expect a man without kids to want them with kids.
Yeah. So would you want a lady?
They can be biased.
Yeah.
So we want to be with a lady with kids?
I don't care.
Yeah. Cause guess what? There's perfect ladies out here with kids.
Yeah.
So
One or two.
you be okay with a woman with or without kids?
Well, one is fine.
More than one?
More than one might be an issue. Let me explain. Right? There's actually perfect ladies out here with a kid or with kids. Very perfect. They have good behaviors, good characters. They are wifey.
Jordan looks like she's going to bite you.
No, wait. No. Let me explain. No shade to her, right? There's good ladies out there with good characters, wifey materials. It's just the situation or that thing that happened at that point in time that she had to break it off with the man. You understand? At that point in time, you cannot blame her at that point. You're right? It's because it's maybe some situation or her experience at that time that put her in that situation. But it doesn't take out the fact that most men out here, they prefer women without kids.
Yeah. Just a quick question. Do you believe women can just decide by themselves to have kids and not end up with like
it's happening.
Are you okay? Are you comfortable with women doing that?
Well, I know a couple of women in IT right now. They're making over $120,000, like the same range like we do in IT, right? They having their kids, and they're like, oh, they don't. I don't feel like they are actually choosing to be single mothers. I feel like they are in a relationship quite alright, right? But they are like, if you don't want to be part of the kid's life, that's fine. I don't give a shit. I can take care of the child. So I know a couple of women who are doing well for themselves, making over 220 grand a year, right? They're comfortable with being single mothers. Doesn't take out the fact that they want a partner. Of course they do, but
you can dodge the father.
Yeah.
Like you can.
Well, I don't think that's cool. Let me explain.
You can go. The process is for that.
Wait, real quick. Do you prefer a guy with or without kids?
I don't know, honestly.
You don't know what you
like
prefer?
for me, I don't think I really care if you have a child or not. I just want like a comfortable situation.
Yeah.
I don't want drama between me and like if we have an understanding, that's fine. But I don't have a problem with dating someone that has kids.
So, okay, but you're gonna be entertaining about the fact that there's gonna be bad energy sometime. Okay, what if the girl? What if?
I understand because I'm a woman. Sometimes we have our times. We just wanna.
Yeah. Have you ever had one of your girls come into an interaction with your baby mamas? One of them?
Never.
Okay. Yeah, because if you had, I would have actually been like, oh, you're gonna feel some bad energy right now.
I ain't gonna lie. I've never had no baby mama drama, especially with me and dating. The most I got is, are you seeing someone? I heard you were seeing someone. That's as far as it got. That was it.
It's just all about honesty.
What?
You just saying, I'm very direct. I'm so blunt to the point where I piss people off. Like I'm just gonna say how I feel.
Like whatever I do is none of your business. You just only do kids, right?
Yep. So exactly.
I'm very like, look, this is this is that. Are you seeing somebody? So what are we doing with our son?
Yep.
Yeah.
Change your topic.
Yeah. The only thing is, a woman just wants to know that you're being honest with her. You're not going behind and having a situation with your baby mama. The moment she has that security, she's fine with it. Kids are a blessing. You never know, you might end up not having your own child of your own, but knowing that your man already has kids, it's going to take off that pressure from you that you have to meet up.
Well, more often than not, right? Like Della actually discussed with us last week. It's women sometimes, or majority of the time, that want to bring the bad energy. Like sometimes, let's say if your relationship is cut off, right? There's nothing between you all.
Yes.
The dudes can still be fine sometimes. But when you have your girl come in the same space with your baby mama, they can be having some kind of like bad energy there.
No,
I
have to disagree with you because there's some men who does the same. So I wouldn't necessarily say everything.
I know,
And it was somebody else talking to.
Possessive man.
Yeah.
There was time I was talking to somebody. I was talking to somebody. I want to hurt my baby mama to hang out. I was like, y'all would actually be really good friends.
Yeah.
There's no drama.
Yeah. You're actually trying to link them up. Yeah, that's actually what I said.
Hey man, He left us.
I told my kid's father, I said, look, whoever you decide to be with, I'm open to knowing that person because I want to know potentially my kid's gonna be around this woman. I'm not saying we can be best friends just so there's respect on both parties because whoever I meet, I want you to meet that person. So there's no bad blood, there's no weird feeling, and so yeah.
Anyway, one of my last nuggets which I wanted to put in is, do you guys think that, because right, it's when you are actually in that situation like she mentioned that you get to know how the child support thing works.
Sure.
If you haven't got into that situation, you cannot know yet. Do you guys feel like the society or the government itself is trying to turn us black people against each other to the extent that some women are just looking to like either like just get multiple kids just for the child support or just like fight each other just for the money?
To me personally, it's either it's the guy or the girl. Somebody's still having feelings.
Yeah.
And that causes somebody to do a whole bunch of crazy shit.
Yeah.
Or that's about it. Me personally, I haven't experienced the whole like, or the guy just not showing up and he a deadbeat ass motherfucker. Like, it's either that. It's just those two things that causes the child support. It's not, I need the medical and the this. Because to be honest, without putting a dude on child support, you can still get medical from the state for your kid. You don't need to put him through that to get
you're still gonna get free.
So at that point, it's just like either you still involved emotionally or somebody not showing up.
I mean, to anyone listening to us, if you're a government official, whoever, the best thing you can take out of this episode today is what she said. The only people who should be on child support are absent fathers. Yeah,
or absent mothers.
Yeah, or absent mothers. Because I don't see a reason why a man should be paying child support and still be actively in the child's life. Why should he do that?
Man, let me do my thing that I normally do real quick.
Yeah, they're ripping the man off.
Anybody out there, especially you men out there, you just want to be a respectable father. You just that. Don't let nobody direct you into the way of doing the things that you should not be doing.
Yeah.
Do it for your children and for your children's mother, because without the mother, the kid wouldn't even be there. So cancel out all the noise they got in society and just understand. Be a man and take care of your kid.
And for other women out there who's bitter, just because that man moved on with his life, you got a new woman, might be prettier than you or got more money than you, and you just mad, you just want to put him on child support. Don't do that.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, it's just going to bite you in the ass because why?
Right.
What's the essence of paying child support when he barely see his child or you preventing him from seeing the child? So it doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
You can take care of your own child if you decide to bring that child into the world. I'm not saying it's your responsibility because it takes two. And the men too, if you know that you don't want a child, wear a condom. You don't have to have sex with a woman who you feel like you don't have any intentions being with long term.
Or you gotta take two plan Bs.
Absolutely.
It's not about plan B. If you don't want to have a kid, if you know that you're a successful man, don't even go her way in general.
Abstain.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey,
it's not that hard.
Jules dropping jewels.
Well, again, if you're a man, I don't care however situation the child came into this world. Take up your responsibility, man. I don't care. If I were to have like 5 kids right now, I would take care of 5 of them.
Don't be silly.
To wrap it up, abstinence is the best.
It's the
best
best.
to prevent every single thing.
Yeah.
And they've said it all. I know 99.9% we are going to argue after this session.
I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna say after this. I say, don't be silly, rapping Willie.
Well,
thank you guys. Thank you so much for always watching. Thank you for always coming back and subscribing, liking, and commenting. We see all you do, and we are always here for you. Thank you. Do not forget to follow us at 99.9 Problems on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. We're just everywhere. Just follow us. Just click 99.9 Problems and you're going to see us. Thank you and have a great day.
thank you guys. See you on the next one.